January 16, 1967. Deep in the Vietnamese jungle, American reconnaissance forces are slipping quietly through enemy territory. These patrols are performing a task far more specific than simple tracking. As they move, the soldiers are systematically seeding the terrain with physical warnings. These objects were part of a highly coordinated effort, managed with the same logistical precision as an ammunition drop. Which begs a rather strange question. Why did the United States military believe dropping a mass-produced piece of cardboard could function as a legitimate tactical weapon? To understand the tactic, we have to look at the people it was designed to target. The Viet Cong had specific cultural superstitions that the American military learned to exploit. The local fear of playing cards actually predated the American arrival. It was an accidental byproduct of European colonization, specifically the long French occupation of Indochina. Standard playing cards were heavily used in traditional French fortune-telling. In those readings, each suit carried a very specific, inescapable prophetic weight, and in that tradition, the suit of spades was an absolute worst-case scenario. Drawing a spade predicted unavoidable death and immense suffering. The Americans didn't invent this fear out of thin air. They identified a deeply ingrained psychological vulnerability, a ghost left over from a completely different war, and decided to use it. By February 1966, 2 lieutenants serving in the 25th Infantry Division realized this lingering superstition could be weaponized on the ground. But standard issue gear didn't include playing cards, so they bypassed standard military supply chains entirely and reached out directly to the United States Playing Card Company in Ohio. Their request was highly specific. They needed custom decks stripped of all hearts, clubs, and diamonds. They wanted nothing but the bicycle ace of spades. The company agreed immediately. They ran special printing batches and shipped thousands of these altered decks straight to the front lines in Vietnam, entirely free of charge. When the shipments arrived, they looked ominous. The standard, colorful packaging was gone, replaced by stark, unadorned white cardboard boxes, marked with a single phrase, "Bicycle Secret Weapon." It created a deeply surreal logistical pipeline. An 80-year-old toy company had quietly pivoted to become a direct supplier of psychological munitions. Which brings us back to the mud and the humidity of January 1967. Ground patrols are now fully equipped with these custom-printed decks. They began deliberately scattering the cards in hostile villages and leaving them behind during violent raids, effectively planting them as psychological landmines. The intent was entirely psychological. They wanted to induce panic and extreme hesitation within the Viet Cong ranks, turning their local folklore against them. This campaign expands the traditional definition of military hardware. It shows that artillery and rifles are only part of the equation. Modern warfare doesn't limit itself to destroying bridges and supply lines. Militaries actively map the cultural landscape of their adversaries, isolating their historical fears and weaponizing their deeply held beliefs.